You right, they motion McCaffrey backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco! He can run, he can catch,
is on fire!
Christian McCaffrey can throw! Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One, just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Gets wide. 10, 5, 10. Oh, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey! They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's Nose, Season 3, Peachy, it's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's Nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you line of talk. We two gorilla silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting good discussion cause we get it in. Every time you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win, the faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's Nose, and Fair to God. Let's get it.
nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the line is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall. Line is tall. Nitty gritty, this the line is tall.
Nitty gritty is the Niners talk, and we're back. What's going on, everybody out there? We got your boy Breezy, Peachy, Mo's Nose in the building. Shout out to everybody out there. Today is officially tampering day, and it feels so good to be tampered with. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really Gucci right now. Peachy, how you doing?
I love being tampered with. It was fantastic today. Pause.
I don't think you have to say pause. I don't think that deserves a pause.
You don't deserve a pause, but it's still a eyebrow raiser.
I thought since I had been on here for a while that I would that I would just start off like that. So
hey, it's tampering day. It's the official legal tampering period. That sounds weird saying tampering and stuff like that. Mose, how you doing on this beautiful evening?
Listen, man, I'm just happy to be here. Praise God.
Amen. Amen.
praise
And
God.
everybody out there, listen, we got to shout out the Breezy's bunch, man. They out here. They were in the show early. Jerome's in the house. Christy Marie, our brother Troy. What's going on, family? Speaking of Troy, I'm hoping we get that safety from Florida State, dog. I'm hoping we still are able to draft that safety from Florida State. All right. Who else? Miss Debbie's in the building. Terrence, what's going on, family? The Breezy's bunch is popping tonight, man. They excited.
I love it. Love it.
I think they're excited. Raphael 562 is in the building. Listen, Chrissy 1687 is in the building. How you doing, Chrissy? How you doing? Feel like I haven't talked to you in a minute. Listen, Chrissy already started the brief. Look, she gonna be on it. She's gonna be something to win. So here they come. I knew they was coming. I see Coach Cruz. Yes. Yes. Now, guys, if you don't understand that, we talked about what that is. John Chapman explained why you want to hashtag the BB. Get your hashtag BBs on, and we'll be giving something away very shortly.
Yes.
Maybe on the next episode. All right. So I tell you that right now. Now, a lot of stuff is going down. Listen, if you're not a member of the Breezy's Bunch and you want to become a member of the Breezy's Bunch, click join. It's right there in the corner.
Yes.
Left-hand corner. How come YouTube didn't highlight the word join, but they highlighted analytics and edit video?
I don't understand that. Yeah.
You got to fix that, YouTube.
They need to get their stuff together, right? Yeah.
You dig? You heard Peachy.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yes.
Anyway, click that join button. There's three packages out there, man. Pick the one that suits you. If not, just like the joint. And hit the likes, the thumbs up button. All right. And don't forget to comment in the comment section right now at the end of the show. If you go back and rewatch it, leave a comment. We'll definitely pen some of the good comments, highlight some of the good comments, all that type of stuff, man. We got a new Discord, which we can. This Discord, I don't miss the old one because y'all on this new Discord.
Nope.
It's popping. It's like a never
Right.
ending story.
Right.
It's so much chatter going on. I mean, if you miss stuff, man, too bad. But the link is in the description of the show. So if you want to join the new Discord, is in the description of the show. All right. As far as formalities, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Bam, we done. Listen, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long, but we gonna talk about the talk that's going down for the San Francisco 49ers and across the NFL. One of the gifts that we get from Mo's Knows is that he covers the NFL just as well as Peachy. Peachy is an NFL news guru, okay? And then Mo's is an NFL news analyst. Like he's there breaking the stuff down. So I'm glad to have both of you here. Fear couldn't be here on today, all right? But he will be here probably somewhere in the chat, or he may make a late appearance depending on how long the show goes, all right? But let's talk about the news for today. Let's start with the 49ers making a splash, not a splish, but a splash in free agency. Now, I hate to be the one to say I told you so. But I got to do it because I wouldn't be breezy. I told y'all motherfuckers that they was going to sign. If it wasn't Deron Payne, it was him. It was him. And everybody was trying to give me cheaper options. I was like, no, because the number one, I felt like the number one area they needed to address was the defensive front, mainly the interior, because Mose and I at that game watched a big number 99 get his wig pushed back. Let's talk about the signing, though. Javon Hargrave, 4-year deal, $84 million, $40 million guaranteed. What are your thoughts, guys?
Listen, if you don't tell him,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mose.
if you don't tell him I told you so, I'm gonna tell him I told you so. Because as soon as I found out he was a free agent, I said, this is a guy that I want. Forget what the night. This is a guy who I want, because this signing lets you know. I mean, if John and Kyle's tenure from when they got here didn't tell you where they're trying to attack and what they're always looking to make sure they have the best possible options, it's always in the trenches. And we saw last year, yes, we led the league in run defense, but we were not able to affect the passer up the middle. We lost that when we lost DJ Jones. We lost that when we traded DeForest Buckner. We needed to find somebody who can replenish that pass rush up the middle. And what Javon Hargrave does is not only will he help us stop the run and continue to be a dominant force in stopping the run, but he gives you that added benefit of being able to affect the passer from up the middle. The fastest point from A to B is a straight line, and Javon Hargrave can get to that quarterback in a straight line. I absolutely love the sign.
Beachy.
Okay, so Mose broke it down for you, Mose Ways, because he's an analyst, and I just have a story. So Breezy did his Wayne Breezy show off the chain this morning. Off the chain, it was really cool. So then, as we do, we were trying to figure out, like who the 49ers were going to get today, like kind of, like I want Jesse Bates, and Breezy's telling me, the 49ers are, we'll see what happens today and all this stuff. And I'm watching the NFL Network. So I'm watching it, and they're talking about, that Hargrave is the number one, free agency on the market. And then all of a sudden he comes up on the screen, like his tweet comes up on Twitter with the eyes. As soon as it comes up with the eyys, then Breezy just starts screaming in the phone. Like I can barely even hear his thing or whatever. I told you. What I say? Y'all go learn. I mean, just that quick. And then my phone was just buzzing and going crazy. And then I saw, whatever. But that was really insane. And then right after that, then he puts up a tweet and it has the devil emoji on it and everything like that. So I just thought that's awesome. I am very excited about Hargrave. My son, however, is not, because as you know, he's a Philly fan, and the last place he wanted him to go to is the 49ers.
I wonder why. I wonder why. Can we call him up on the phone and ask him why? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you how excited I was. Peachy gave you the story. She hit me with the the eye tweet. The emoji is like peachy. I think it's about to go down. And so as soon as I said I think it's about to go down, I seen the news and I was like, yeah. I mean, I had to pull the car, I had to skirt in the Stop and Shop parking lot, and I had to pull in and just stop the car. I was yelling, and there's this dude with a dog, and they stopped because they didn't know what the heck was going on. And I'm looking at him like, I told you so. He like, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I was so excited because I've been saying that the 49ers, you know, we missed DeForest Buckner, and I understood the experiment. I understood getting cheaper. I understood signing Eric Armstead because you were getting a dual threat. You were getting an edge and an interior guy, a bigger inside technique guy, but you were getting a person that was a little bit more versatile. So I understood why to not pay. And then they decided to go a route where they drafted not his replacement, but they drafted a defensive tackle in Javon Kinlaw, number 99. And I understood it, but it didn't pan out for the 49ers. And I think the 49ers realized, listen, man, we've been makeshifting and piecing pieces together, and we've been trying to, you know, you can ask yourself, look, and I said this earlier, maybe on Nothing But Niners on the breaking news, I guarantee y'all, I promise y'all that Kyle Shanahan felt he could win that game with Josh Johnson. I swear, I know he felt that, but the defense just couldn't hold up. Remember, they gave up 3 touchdowns. They were all on the ground. And
right at 99 too.
It's you hit the nail on the head, broski. And it just made sense that, you know, that's why our mock drafts were defensive tackle heavy, edge, and stuff like that, because the defensive line, believe it or not, guys, that's what's going to solidify that championship. And every year you see it like get tired, get gassed out, like run out of gas. Like even in 2019, Nick Bosa's rookie year, what happened? Brain farts, running out of gas. Offense could put up points at some point. Like the defense just got overworked, got overtired. Losing Hassan Ridgeway, going to the IR during the season, mainly toward the end of the season, was crucial for the 49ers run stuffing game, right? And then that means you had to use Kinlaw, who wasn't healthy. You had to use Kevin Givens, who's not your run stuffing guy. He's more of a pass rushing type of interior guy. And so you just kind of like fell short. But I tell you right now, they went out and got probably one of the meanest motherfuckers on the planet to play at this position. He ain't got to be Aaron Donald. He got to be Javon mother freaking gold grave digging Hargrave. I'm about to call him a gold digger. He need to be Javon the grave digging Hargrave. And I'm telling you, yo, this is a great signing for the 49ers. This is a great signing. Coach Cruz said he had 66 pressures all by himself. That might have been the total pressures of the interior defensive tackles for the San Francisco 49ers. It might even be more.
If I'm not mistaken,
something close.
I think that we had 80 something.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think it might have been 77.
Not including the edges, just talking interior.
Not including the edges, just the interior. Because somebody put a tweet out. I didn't
somebody put a tweet out,
but somebody put a tweet out of all of our interior pressures from all of our interior guys, and it totaled up to like 77. Now, Coach Cruz said he had 66. In that tweet, it said Hargrave had 57 by himself. But even if we go with the lower number, our interior total had 77. Him by himself had 57.
Now, someone said we had what? We got to find it.
Yeah.
Because if he had 59 and he had 57, you got dang right John Lynch was on the phone.
Oh, yeah. You know that Lynch was behind this. Let me tell you guys something that's funny. Anyone who had any kind of questions about whether the 49er paid too much, because I saw it on there, did we pay too much? Micah Parsons actually retweeted it and calling out our line. Like
Micah Parsons called out the line.
He sure did.
Listen, Dallas Cowboy fans, I'm gonna need y'all to teach y'all pass rusher how to spell. His name is Arik
Yes.
Armstead. Arik. I just want to get that correct because wait. Wasn't there a game where Arik Armstead spared the life of a quarterback from the Dallas Cowboys? I mean,
Yes.
spared the life.
Yes, he did. So he owe us one.
He owe us one. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I got the numbers up for Hargrave.
Thank you.
So and I'm pulling this from PFF. 33 solo tackles, 15 assists, 1 forced fumble. They have a stat here. He has 30 stops, 11 sacks, 40 quarterback hurries,
Jeez.
6 quarterback hits, 57 total pressures.
Jeez. You got a monster up front. Because you lose and win games in the trenches. We talked about this. 49er Media, shout out to our little brother over there. He says in 2022, the 49ers interior defensive line generated 94 pressures, 7 sacks between 8 players. Javon Hargrave had 66 pressures and 12 sacks by himself for the Eagles. This was from Akash from Niner Nation.
Yeah, those numbers are a little bit skewed, but
yeah.
The point is still the same.
Right. And I want people to understand the magnitude of a player because people are going to look at this number and be like 4-year, 84 million. So first of all, it's worth up to that. So that means there's probably some type of incentive base. And, it's 40 million at the guaranteed. I mean, we could do that. And that's probably spread over the 4 years. So that's 10 million a year signing bonus, right? Which doesn't affect the cap. The question is how much of this will affect the cap this year? And that's the crazy part. Like, it's probably next to nothing.
Right. And not to mention that he took less because the Browns offered him more.
I didn't know that, Peachy. Do you have that information or you just have that?
It was it was actually a tweet that came out by the I don't know if it's Rappaport or Schefter brought it out that the 2 teams that had offered him the most money were between the Browns and the 49ers, and the Browns had offered him more than the 49ers, and he turned down the Browns to take less to come and play with the 49ers because he liked what we had on the defense better than he liked what Cleveland
had. Heaven, Peachy wants to play for the Browns. I mean, if they pay me, I'll play for the Browns, but I'm just saying, like, isn't that where careers go to kind of like go to the graveyard? I mean, he's a grave digger. I don't think he wants to go to the Browns.
And he's a former Steeler.
He
doesn't want to go back to that division. You got to play in the cold in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
You got to play in the cold in Cincinnati. You got to play in the cold in Cleveland.
Let's talk about the cold because guess where we're playing this year? Pittsburgh. Cleveland.
That is true.
We can't make it up. I tell you right now, though, week 1, if it's in Philly, we're playing in Philly. I just don't know if it's week 1. That game gonna be lit.
I bet you that they're going to put it week 1. I bet you anything now it's going to be week 1.
They got to put it week 1. I like that. Uncle Salty, this is dope. Peachy, this is a show for you.
Oh, facts.
This is a show for you. The 411. You just give your quick take on it. Boom, boom, boom. You get out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's something you could do right there.
I like that. I'm finna put it in my notes.
Shout out to Uncle Salty, man.
I like that.
All right. So I love Coach Cruz. Coach Cruz says, Breezy, this solidifies that some of the restructures have already happened. Yes, it does. And I'm waiting for them to we'll talk about some restructures on the show. I'm waiting for them to release the restructures because when I look at the players that I see getting restructured, I feel like it starts with Christian McCaffrey because at the end of the day, he was going to be playing this year with no guarantee money. And I just don't think his agent would have allowed him to play with no guarantee money. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I mean, it makes sense if he doesn't have guaranteed money in his contract, and we can, put his mind at ease to say, look, you're in our future plans. Everything that you did for us last season is exactly what we expected. Now we want to take it to the next level. So for you coming in here, playing the way you played, remaining healthy, taking us all the way to the NFC Championship game, still willing to fight, still willing to be our emergency quarterback when Josh Johnson went down. Like, we want to reward you for coming in here and doing everything that you said you were going to do. You held up your end of the bargain. We're going to hold up our end. We'll give you some guaranteed money. And, on the back end, that also gives us a little bit of cap flexibility. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
It. I like it a lot.
So the Browns were prepared per Mary Kay Cabot to give him $20 million a year.
Man, sometimes, man, it ain't good to sell your soul to the devil, man. No weapon formed against me, man. Like he wasn't going here. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. It didn't make much sense. Symmetry says he doesn't see CMC's deal giving us much space, so he would still cost us $12 million on the cap. He would cost us $12 million this year on the cap, so that's $12 million. So if you could restructure him to maybe like make
converting that into a signing bonus,
it saves a lot of money on the cap. Even if you save $8 to $10 million, that's a lot of money.
That's a nice chunk of change.
That's a salary. That's Javon Hargrave. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at his restructure. But yeah, I think to answer Coach Cruz's question, those restructures are, and we're just waiting for them to be released, which they probably won't be released until Wednesday because they don't have to be. Right. That's when they have to be released. I know we're hearing other teams talk about restructures and getting under the cap and all that type of stuff. Nah, 49ers feel like they're good where they need to be. And so I don't feel like they're going to release any of that information, but you will see how they were able to sign some of these free agents. Let's talk about the other defensive interior free agent. He was a restricted free agent for the San Francisco 49ers, and they decided to say, hey, man, we're going to bring you back on a 1-year deal. Let's talk about Kevin Givens on his 1-year deal. I like it. What are your thoughts, Peachy? You go first. Mose, you got it. You cap it off.
I'll be nice and short. I love it. Givens, to me, is just great on this 49er team. One, you can depend on him. He's going to be out there, and even like no matter where he has to play as a depth piece or whatever it is, like he's just a great addition for this defense. I'm so glad he's back. He's always impactful when he's out there.
He is an impactful player. I like that you use that word, Peachy. Again, he's one of those kind of like tweener type of defensive interior tackles, man. He's more quick and he can get to the passer, but when you're asking him to be in there to beef up the middle, to play that 3 technique, to kind of play a little bit of the 1, to kind of just be your run stuffing defensive tackle, it's not him. And hence that's why we still, we have Javon Kinlaw and things like that. He's not your 3-down guy, but he'll come in and he'll play. Like he'll play at a high impact when he's healthy. We're gonna get Kevin Givens stats up here. Mose, let me know when you're ready to go on that, and then you can cap off your thoughts. But here's the deal: $2.1 million. This is the kicker, y'all. It's $2 million guaranteed. Now, I will say this. Expect the 49ers to sign other interior tackles. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring Maurice Hurst back. You already saw that Hassan Ridgeway went to Houston. Okay, so Hassan Ridgeway is now on Houston, free agent that the 49ers signed last year from the Eagles, ended up getting hurt toward the end of the year. They got Kalia Davis. There's a possibility that they don't mind guaranteeing that $2 million if he doesn't step up or outwork somebody. They don't mind letting him go. I guarantee you. They'll give him his $2 million. They did the same thing with Nate Sudfeld last year. That's why I brought that up. Mose, do you have the stats available?
Yeah, so 20 combined tackles, 11 solo, 9 assistant, 7 tackles for a loss, 3 quarterback hits, and 2 sacks. He also had 1 pass defense. And this year, because we needed him to step into more duty. So in 2020, he played 13 games, only started 1. In 2021, he played 13 games, didn't start any. And last year, he played in 13 games and started 11. So that should tell you that his workload had to increase because of the injuries that we had on the interior. While he had his best year statistically, I think what'll benefit Kevin Givens right now, because we haven't seen a leap in that production. We haven't seen him go from backup production to starter quality production. I think the signing of Javon Hargrave only helps him continue to develop more. And then when we need, that fresh body to come in, on especially passing downs, third and long passing situations, if we want to kick Armstead out and bring Kevin Givens in, and put him next to Hargrave in the middle, I think he'll be, that much more fresh when he comes into the game, because he can kind of go back to, that third defensive tackle in the rotation role. So, look to see Kevin Givens continue to do Kevin Given-like things.
I agree, man, and it's cool, right? Because the Niners are bringing back a guy familiar with the system. Chris Kosaric apparently loves this kid. Again, you're getting high production for the time that he's playing. I think that's what's most important. Hence why I wanted to bring back Charles Omenihu, but if he kind of like priced him out of the 49ers market, I could see why they probably will move on. If you checked out Charles Omenihu, it looks like he was saying his goodbyes. Aziz Al-Shaair, looks like he's saying his goodbyes. It's unfortunate that these players are going to be moving on to different teams. I haven't heard much from Samson Ebukam, other than the fact that he's out there working out. I'm curious to see what the market is going to be, because I know Leonard Floyd's probably going to get paid. I know there's some edge rushers out there that's going to get some guap, but Dupree is going to get paid. And then here's the kicker of our edge rushers, because I was sitting here looking at them. I'm like, oh my gosh, all these dudes is like 30 beans, like 30 years old. Like they old. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not old, but they're older edge rushers. So you're not going to get like any type of like premier edge rusher. And if you were going to get someone in their prime, 25, 26 years old, you're playing premium price. And the 49ers already spent their premium on an older defensive interior tackle, which I feel like that's what they want. Somebody they don't got to come in here and train, somebody that they can count on. They understand the system. They did the same thing with Trent Williams. They brought in the veteran. It was like, yo, not only are you good, like we don't got to develop you. You're developed. So come in here, Trent, do your thing. I think that's who Javon Hargrave is going to be for the 49ers on the defensive side. So he can help school some of these young boys. I'm going to get these edge rushers up here because I want to, let me just update this. So some of the edge rushers that went, okay. I don't know how to say his name. Agbaniya Okonraku. Is that how you say his name? Mose? Okonrankwo. He got signed to Cleveland. Okay. So he's going to be on the Cleveland Browns. I believe he got a 3-year deal. Looks like it's for $19 million. All right. So that's he's gone. He's off the list. Chase Winovich, kid from he was drafted by New England. Then he must have went to Cleveland. He's almost 28, and he's going to be going to Houston. Yo, Houston is stacking on some really solid players. Players. And Duke Riley re-signed, I guess, with Miami, a 2-year deal with Miami. Waiting on the thing. So here are the edge rushers that are still out there: Bud Dupree, Leonard Floyd, Frank Clark, Robert Quinn, Yannick Ngakoue, Jadeveon Clowney, Matthew Ioannidis, Ashawn Robinson. Wait a minute, where's my guy?
Who?
Maybe I gotta keep scrolling. Oh, he's still down there. Okay, he's still down there.
Yeah,
he's still down there.
Marcus
Golden is another option. Cleveland Farrell, Akeem Hicks, again, an older guy. If you wanted to go younger, Cleveland Farrell might be an option for the 49ers if they wanted to go younger.
Arden Key should be on that list too.
Who?
Arden Key.
Arden Key is still on this list. I don't see. Let's see. I keep scrolling down. There are a lot of edge rushers, yo. Golly. So there's plenty of edge rushers. There's a pool of edge rushers. Carl Nassib is up here. Shaq Lawson from Buffalo is up here. There's a bunch of edge rushers that the 49ers can probably get if they wanted to stick with that younger, the younger route. You know who's up here the 49ers may bring back? Never mind. I'm not going to say it. It's not Arden Key, though. I'll leave it at that. Dante Fowler Jr. is up here. Yeah, there's some guys. There's Arden Key's name. So there's a bunch of kids up here, man.
I saw something about Fowler. Hold on a second.
I wouldn't be mad if we brought in Calais Campbell for 1 year.
I think Baltimore's going to bring him back, though.
No, they let him go.
Yeah, but they brought out a heartfelt message and was like, this is the unfortunate side of the business, and we are not ruling out the possibility of bringing him back.
Who?
Look at you playing to the semantics. Go ahead.
That's the Ravens, bro.
Dallas is in the process of trying to get a deal done with Fowler.
With Dante
Right,
Fowler.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I personally,
Did you mention Zach Allen?
I don't think we can afford Zach. Yo, I think he's gonna. He's 25 and he's gonna be top money because he's in his prime. So he's gonna demand the years and the bread. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad if we brought in a Marcus Davenport though. That was the guy that I was high on from the jump. Mose, I know you asked for Jadeveon Clowney. Peachy, I can't remember. I don't know if you were on that episode where we was like, if we pick an edge rusher, but Peachy, if there was an edge rusher that you would like, I mean, who do you have your eyes set on for the 49ers? Or do they bring back Samson Ebukam? What are your thoughts?
I kind of wish they bring back Ebukam, but that seems to be very unpopular. So I'm just,
How about Peachy? They bring back Kerry Hyder.
Oh, now see,
Ebukam.
I'm good with that. Yeah,
get him on a cheaper deal.
Yes.
Right? What do you have last year? 4 sacks, if that. Get him on a cheaper deal. He could play inside and out. He's almost 32 years old. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring back Kerry Hyder. Expect the 49ers to start re-signing some of their unrestricted free agents. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what I'm thinking the 49ers are going to do. Uncle Salty likes Jordan Willis. That's another kid that they might bring back.
Oh, I like him too. So
didn't really perform well last year. So
I know, but
uber weird. Look at George. See, George ain't. How you know I was talking about this guy, George? I'm not saying his name, George.
Because
I'm just not gonna do it. Not on this show.
You really think they would do that though?
Hell no.
No.
He is a Stanford guy though.
No.
But do you think he would want to come back?
No.
Nah, he shouldn't want to come back.
No, he wouldn't want to do that.
They gave up on that kid, like, He was like, oh, you not gonna work.
No. Yeah.
Since we're talking about
you might wind up in Houston. Ain't gonna be here though.
I don't even think because he wasn't. I don't think D'Amico coached him. It would have been Saleh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was Saleh.
He didn't make it with Robert Saleh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're right about that.
Let's talk about this.
I mean, he didn't get re-signed with the Jets either. So.
No.
All right, so there's a rumor going around. So here it is. Javon Kinlaw's on the trade block. All right. Now I don't know how true this is, and it's probably true because you saw what they're doing with the defensive room. They brought back. Let me just remain the defensive tackles. You have Javon Hargrave. You have Eric Armstead. That's your 1 and 2, right? Kinlaw still on the roster, so we'll mention him. You just re-signed Kevin Givens, and you got Kalia Davis. Am I missing anybody?
Let me pull it up, but I don't think you are.
I don't think I am either. And is that 5 or 6? Because I clearly can't add.
5.
Okay, so that's 5. So now. Here's the thing. Do you agree with this?
We do have 6 though.
Oh, don't tell me his name. Give me the initials and I'll tell you. Alex Barrett, right?
Nope.
Oh, he's an end. Who's the other guy?
T.Y. McGill.
I thought he was a free agent.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Oh, okay.
I would like to. Right. I'm telling you, they're gonna bring back one of them cats, man.
Because Ridgeway just got signed by Houston. So
he got signed by Houston. Let me ask you guys this question. Before we get into the Javon Kinlaw talk, do you think, and just yes or no, that the 49ers are drafting a defensive tackle in this draft?
I think it's possible.
It's a legit question now, right?
Because, I mean, if we look at what our team carried last year, we had 6 or 7 of these guys.
The funny thing is, if we didn't sign Hargrave, I guarantee y'all would have said yes.
I'm still saying yes because I think if with Hargrave and if T.Y. McGill's a free agent, Kalia Davis is still coming off of the ACL, so we don't know if he's 100%, if he's 80%, 90%. But that leaves 5. I think we want to carry at minimum 6, maybe 7, but at least 6. So if we have 5, that means we got to add one more to the room. And if it's not a veteran defensive tackle, then we snap somebody in the draft.
And PG, I think you said yes as well. There's
Mhm.
several defensive tackles in this draft that we could get, whether it's early in the 3rd round, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round. Kid Dante Stills out of West Virginia, somebody you should look into. Mose, I would love to get your breakdown on that kid, but that could be a late round draft pick that they can look in to bring in here. And then if I got to go higher up, Zach Pickens from South Carolina, that's a guy that they're really high on. And so he still can possibly come in here and be that in between, that 1 to that 3 tech. He's not going to give you outside pressure, but he can line up near that nose tackle. He can line up in those gaps. And so I'm agree with you guys. I think that they do still draft an interior, but Javon Kinlaw makes it interesting because right now, apparently, that he's on the trade block. Is Dwumfor still on this roster? I thought he was a free agent too. Some guys' contracts expired, so sometimes I don't see them on the roster.
Yeah, Dwumfor is not listed in the 49ers departures.
Correct.
So Ebukam, Hyder, Willis, Amenahu, Hurst, McGill, Ridgeway are all listed.
Didn't Dwumfor get sent back down to the practice squad? So the practice squad guys aren't going to necessarily.
Yeah, they aren't going to show up.
Going to show up. Did he get a futures deal? That would be the question. If we could look up to see who got the futures deal. Now, the 49ers did bring in Marcelino McCrary Ball. They did sign him off the practice squad to the active roster. So he's actually got a 1-year deal pending, waiting on him. Let's talk about Javon Kinlaw on this trade block, though, because is there enough room to have Kinlaw, to keep Kinlaw on this roster? What's his contract going to be? If they cut him, if they were to cut Javon Kinlaw, it would be after June 1st. If they trade Javon Kinlaw, they're trying to do that. What do you think? Let me ask this question. Let's say Javon Kinlaw is traded. He's on the books right now for about $4.9 million. Okay. That's what his salary is this year. It's a cap hit of almost $5 million. They're not going to 5th-year option him, right? If they trade Javon Kinlaw, what are you looking for in return?
I mean, we're not going to get what we paid. So, I mean, either
not
way,
a first round pick, guys.
Either way, we're in the red. And I don't think we're getting a 2nd round pick.
You're not getting a 2nd round pick, guys.
Nope.
It's gonna start with a 3rd, and it's gonna start late 3rd. So it may even start after where we're like we pick 99, 101, 102.
Those are
it
comp
may
picks.
Start after that. So it may be a team's comp pick, an extra pick that they got that they don't care about. They're not gonna miss if they give up a comp pick for a defensive tackle that they feel can come in and give them, the size that they're lacking in the middle. So I think it starts at a 3rd round comp and goes lower from there. So if a team is willing to give us a 3rd round comp, I think we take it and we don't get greedy with it.
Peachy, what are your thoughts? What would you be looking for in return for Kinlaw?
I would be looking for, it would have to probably start at like a 3rd. I'm not even sure that a team would give us a 3rd, though. I'm really not.
What do you think the team was going to give us for Javon Kinlaw?
I think that we could get a 4th rounder for him. Maybe if we got a lesser draft pick for him, we might be able to get a player. Might be able to squeeze a player. Like if we got like a 6th or a 7th rounder, then we might be able to get a player from the team, some to like shore up some depth, some place where we might be, kind of like on the depth a little bit, like a depth piece or something like that.
All right. I could dig it. I think it's one or the other. I don't think his value is worth a player and a pick. If that was the case, let's say we wanted a player, we would probably have to give up something to get the player to come back.
True.
Right?
That's a good point.
Depending on who that player is. I personally think it's going to start at a 5th. So I don't even think third is going to negate anything. His production is just hasn't done anything. And the only thing the only thing you're banking on is him being a first round pick. And if he's been unable to see the field for the majority of his 4 years,
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard to sell him. So I, I think okay, thank you. I think the 49ers will take whatever they can get for Javon Kinlaw. And if a team came up with a seventh this year, they'll have 5/7. If the team came up with something a little bit higher, I think they would take it because you want to move on from the contract, especially if you don't feel like or believe he's going to see the field. Because you just brought in Hargrave. That means Javon Kinlaw is going to play on situational downs, which is something we said we wanted, but we didn't know the type of caliber of interior tackle we were going to get. And so now that you got a 3-down guy, I just don't know if they want to keep Kinlaw. Now they can cut him, and I think it'll cost the team a couple of $1 million after June 1st. They'll eat $2 million and pay $2 million, right? It's a possibility. Let's see if he gets traded. If he doesn't get traded, maybe he's healthy and he comes in and competes for a role, but he has lost his starting job in San Francisco. I think we all can agree to that, right?
Oh yeah.
1,000%.
1,000%. All right. Let's cap this off with the final free agent signing of the day. Okay. And I guarantee you we'll be here for 95 minutes talking about this free agent signing. All right. So the 49ers plan to sign quarterback Sam Darnold to a 1-year deal. I'm not sure if the figures have been released yet on the 1-year deal, but we will be looking diligently to find those, to talk about them here on the show. Sam Darnold, Mose, if you get his stats up, we got to talk about this kid. Are you guys surprised that Sam Darnold is the backup quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers?
I am.
Nope.
Okay, so good, and I like this course. So Peachy said she's surprised. So Peachy, you take the floor first.
Okay, the reason why that I'm surprised that it's Sam Darnold is because I honestly felt like as a quarterback that you're bringing in, the way that the 49ers made it sound is that they were trying to get a more of a veteran quarterback. Mm-hmm. A little bit more like as far as have played, like had more experience that could teach, our younger quarterbacks, something. I'm huge on mentorship and everything like that. So I was expecting somebody else on that front. That's just how I look at it. So that's the way that, Lynch made it sound, that's what they were trying to look at. That's what I thought that they were. So I didn't know that. I mean, they're all young. So I just, thought that it would have been somebody who may have been a little bit older.
All right. So you were under the impression
that
the 49ers were going for the veteran.
Yes.
Not the new age type of a veteran.
Right.
Like, they've been in the league for 3 or 4 years. That's
exactly.
A veteran. No, I get where you're going. So you were looking more if Matt Ryan, who hasn't been released yet, that type of realm, or the Andy Dalton, or if Jameis Winston gets released, or Marcus Mariota, those would be like 7 to 8 year and beyond type of
exactly.
Got you. Mose, you said that you're not surprised, and talk to me, bro.
Here's where I'm not surprised. So I do have his stats. He only completed 58.6% of his passes last year. He did not, play the entire season. He threw for 1,143 yards, 7 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. And he had a quarterback rating, though, of 92.6.
Because them 7 touchdowns to 3 interceptions.
That's correct. Why. So here's why I'm not surprised. One, it's Sam Darnold. We know that he's from the California area. He played his collegiate ball at USC. So now he's coming back home. 2, he hasn't played in a system like ours with the weapons like ours. You could say maybe the closest thing was, in Carolina, they had DJ Moore, they had Robbie Anderson, they had before they traded him, CMC before they traded him. but their offensive line wasn't like our offensive line. Their defense wasn't as good as our defense. And their coach calling plays wasn't as good as our coach. So he's never been in a system like ours. I think I do disagree with Peachy's point in the sense that I think they tried the mentor leadership aspect from the quarterback position, and it really didn't work. It didn't have any benefit. So now we got 3 young guns because Sam Darnold's still only 25 years old. All the motivation that they need is the competition is there. If you come in, learn the playbook, show command of the offense, and basically, for lack of a better word, do what Kyle tells you to do, you have an opportunity to win this starting job. So if Brock Purdy isn't available to go week 1 because he's still rehabbing, still getting, back into the motion of throwing, then we're left with Trey and Sam Darnold. If I'm Sam Darnold, with all the talent that I have, highly touted quarterback coming out of USC, drafted in the top 5 of the NFL draft. I didn't go to a favorable situation, but I have all the tools and the skills. I know I can play this position. Now you get me to a team like this, with a coach like this, and an offense and a defense like this. I know I can do some things that are really special. And this is no shot at Trey Lance. But if I'm Sam Darnold, I'm saying, if they don't know what this kid can do, and they don't know if Purdy's going to be ready, what's stopping me from going and winning this job, even if it's for a couple of weeks? And who knows, if he does win this job and beats out Trey and gets hot, maybe Kyle stays with the hot hand even when Purdy is healthy because he's playing so well. Because we know, according to Kyle, that's what he will do. He will go with whoever the hot hand is. So Sam Darnold has as good of an opportunity to come in and win this starting job. And on the 49ers end, if there is uncertainty with what Trey Lance is doing, if there's uncertainty with Brock Purdy and the health of his elbow, with the repair, which is, the repair and the brace added, if there's uncertainty around that, why not give Sam Darnold a 1-year deal? He's 25 years old. If he plays lights out because he's finally in a situation where he has the team around him and the coach to call the plays to where he can finally fulfill and reach his potential, then we sign him to another short-term deal that doesn't cost a lot of money. We don't have to break the bank. We don't have to give him 50, 60 million a year, but we can give him a 3-year deal. He's 26, 3-year deal. By the end of that, he'll be 29, and then we can reevaluate it at the end of that. So I think it works for both sides. I think the 49ers, as we've seen them do, are giving themselves so many different options that they're comfortable with it, saying we can win with Trey, we can win with Purdy, and you know what? We still feel we can win with Sam Darnold. And whichever one pops and whichever one is the most advantageous, that's what they're going to go with.
I liked it. I like the theory though. I like where you're coming from. I like where Peachy was coming from. I can see where Peachy's coming from for the stint that if God forbid something happened to your quarterbacks, you want the person that that has played a substantial amount of football that could come in and handle pressure and situate. Josh Johnson wasn't in. I don't give a fuck how long he been in the league. He just ain't never seen pressure in his life. He probably can't even burst pipes. You bring in a veteran guy. Let's say it's Andy Dalton, because he's a free agent. I don't want to say Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's not a free agent. Andy Dalton is a free agent.
That's actually a good
That's why I understand Peachy's sense, because in the end, it's like, damn, if I lose Brock, if I lose Trey, I know Andy can win me 2 or 3 games, keep this team going, and he's seen a lot of stuff. He may have never won a championship. He may have never won any of that type of stuff, not have any of our other quarterbacks, by the way. I'm just saying you go with that veteran, you trust that veteran. You mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo being a veteran. And I know he was a veteran by years in the league, but the motherfucker ain't played much football either.
Right.
Let's call a spade like a spade. because most of the time he played football was with San Francisco. He ain't played shit in New England. He was trash in New England from the begin with, but he was able to win a game. Then he got hurt. I don't know if we can call him a football veteran other than the fact that he was tenured in the league, which is kind of like what Sam Darnold is, because he was freaking trash. So I don't want to say that Jimmy was a vet, even though by years he was a vet, but he was still trying to be a starting quarterback, which caused a motherfucking problem, Mose. It caused the problem. It caused the ripple. He still wanted to be the guy. You just brought in a 25-year-old quarterback,
Right.
former third-round pick. We want to talk about quarterback controversy? What the freak are we doing?
Thank you.
We already was dealing with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're bringing in Sam Darnold, former third-round pick, 2018 draft, went to the Jets, didn't get right, couldn't get right, they traded him. Carolina had to pay him his $20+ million 50-year option. We went 4-2 when he played. Went 4-2. All right, there's a little bright side there, like what Mose was saying. Maybe you get him in the right system. Maybe give him a little Brian Greasy. But now you gave me more competition. But at the end of the day, if I'm Sam Darnold, I'm the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
But here's the thing. If you talk to John and Kyle, it's unfortunate for the other players on the roster. But if you talk to John and Kyle, they don't give a damn about none of that, because they want everybody to have that mentality. So if Sam Darnold can come in here and say, you know what, Brock may not be ready, and they not confident about this young fella, all I got to do is learn this playbook.
Mm-hmm.
And when we in training camp and we in OTAs and all of this other stuff, I just got to outshine that kid.
I understand you're giving me their perspective, but I'm trying to give you a perspective on where it can backfire and cause more shit. Like, so you bringing him, like, so here's my thing. I don't see Trey Lance on this team. And it sucks that I'm saying that I don't see Trey Lance on this team. and it's not Trey Lance's fault. It's just the simple fact, the way the cards was dealt. Yo, we drafted you, we traded up for you, and we were going to be all in on you. We gave you the opportunity. You ended up getting injured. Brock Purdy came in and he just wooed us. That's not Lance's fault that they got wooed by another quarterback. It happens. It's real life. But you bring in Sam, and it's like, if Sam woos you and Trey is doing what you said, he isn't developing as quickly. And if I'm the 49ers, I'm probably going to try to get him to a team where he can go and compete. That's what the 49ers do too. And I know you say no because of the contract situation, blah, 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 blah. But if a team's offering me a first-round pick and I could get back into this draft for a first-round pick, if there's a player, what didn't we address in free agency yet?
Offensive line.
Do you understand where I'm going with this? It's a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen. It's just a possibility.
It is a possibility. And people get mad when Breezy start talking about possibilities. But I have to stress this, that like, we have to talk about the possibilities because anything can happen, right? But to piggyback off of your point a little bit, we was already in some shit. Like, when we couldn't move Jimmy and we brought Jimmy back, we know that was a hellfire. Like, it was Team Jimmy versus Team Trey.
And it's about to be three-way team now.
And then Brock comes in, and Brock wins 6 straight, and then more straight, and takes us to the NFC Championship game. And the only reason why we don't win or are not competitive is because of an injury to his elbow where he couldn't throw the ball. And now it's everybody who was Team Jimmy is now Team Brock, and it's Team Brock versus
Team Darnold.
Trey. You know what I'm saying? So we were already in that back and forth, hellfire that the fan base put each other in. And we still made it to the NFC Championship game.
We made it to the NFC Championship.
So the players want to win, bro. And all they want to do is win. If Sam Darnold can win better than Trey Lance, it sucks for Trey.
But how
really
can we
sucks
say?
Because, like you said, it's the way that it happened is out of his control.
Mhm.
But on the flip side, if I can play devil's advocate, and I have to, as of right now,
Mhm.
it is in Trey's control.
It's in his. He has full control over the situation.
Full control right now.
Full
So
control.
in the same way that Sam Darnold is like, they don't trust him, I have a shot. Trey can say, bro, you was a number 3 overall pick, and you on your third team. I'm still with the team that drafted me and have a shot at getting this. I'm not letting you, who everybody in their mama who's not a USC fan is calling you a bust. I'm not letting you come in here and take my job. That is fully in his control right now.
I totally agree with that. And this is like I don't know why y'all get so upset when I bring this shit up. And then if it happened, y'all gonna be like, damn,
Breezy was right.
I don't want it to happen.
This is why I'm a part of the Breezy's bunch.
But listen, I don't want it to happen. I don't want to trade Ayuk. I don't want to trade this, but I'm starting to look at football with a different lens, and it's called business. And it's unfortunate that business has to happen. You just saw the Baltimore Ravens move on from
Calais Campbell.
And I know he's older, but they put out a super sweet message.
Yes.
A long one, too.
So there's a possibility. William Roberts makes a dope ass point. And we're going to put if in there because if it's traded, let me look up this because people keep saying it's a big cap hit for Trey Lance. I'm looking at $9 million. Oh, the dead cap. I see where you guys are going.
Kinlaw, no matter what, whether we cut him before June 1st or after June 1st, it's still the same.
It's still the same.
$4 million dead cap.
If Trey is traded, you have the best believe that it's going to. If Trey is traded, it's going to be beneficial for both the Niners on their return and for Trey Lance. And William Roberts brought up a dope point. If Trey is traded, he goes to Minnesota. Peachy earlier talked about this is what you call it last year, and they're not extending Kirk Cousins.
Not yet. They haven't even brought it up.
And so with that being said, Trey is from that area. He goes back home. Mm-hmm. He gets a fair shot to compete. Even if he doesn't play, he'll be the backup. He'll beat out that backup. And then it might be his team. Then Trey's going to be throwing a motherfucking. Never mind. He's not getting traded. He's not getting traded.
No, if we trade him, we would have to wait until post June 1st.
June 1st, correct.
Because there would still be a $5.5 million dead cap hit.
That's it.
But we would be a cap savings of $3.7 million.
So we'll save almost $4 million, but they can't trade him post June 1st because that's after the draft.
Right. It would be after the draft,
so
and we would be getting a draft pick for 2024. Right. If we trade him before June 1st, it's $11 million in dead money and negative 1.7 in cap savings. So there is no cap savings.
Yeah, there's no savings. Listen, guys, I don't want Trey Lance traded, but it seems like, I don't want you to think that I don't want the quarterback room to be competitive. I thought it would have been competitive even if you brought in a veteran like Peachy said, because now you're getting a guy that could come in here and potentially has seen things and done things. Jimmy hadn't seen shit. That's why I don't like using him as that prime example of a veteran.
That's why that didn't work most, because that's not what I'm talking about.
No, I feel you, but I think any other veteran quarterback that you bring in, while yes, in theory it's competition, the psychological aspect of it. If you bring in a Andy Dalton, Matt Ryan, what's homie from the Cowboys?
Mm-hmm. Cooper Rush.
Yeah, you bring in any one of them guys, to me, and this is just me, but if I'm Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, you bring in one of them guys, it's like, I see what you're doing, but I'm not scared of them. And it's crazy to think that we would be saying somebody is scared of Sam Darnold, but somebody with his skill set and his traits, and it's just been unfortunate. We talk about Trey maybe the cards not falling in his favor, With Sam Darnold, you get drafted to the Jets. They had no weapons, no offensive line, no defense. They were rebuilding, and they never started building. They drafted Sam Darnold, and it went nowhere. Then you trade him to the Panthers. They have a few pieces, but Matt Rule is not an NFL head coach. That's why he was out of here, and now he's back in college. So now you give Sam Darnold, with all of these tools and pieces, with a real team and a real NFL head coach. So just the psychological value of, just like the conversation we're having, do we really have to worry about Sam Darnold coming here and causing more of a quarterback controversy than we've already had to deal with? I think the value with Sam Darnold psychologically is higher than any one of the other veterans, because it's like you're bringing in a veteran quarterback just in case we both go down, so that you're comfortable if you have to go out with your third string quarterback. But we're not worried about this guy actually coming in and thinking that he can be the starter.
I think that once we get the numbers, so we can see like exactly what the 49ers are actually going to be paying Darnold.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Because I'm kind of interested in that, because
the guaranteed money.
We had this situation with the quarterback last year, Sudfeld. We had this situation with him as well, that we thought that the 49ers were going to keep him because we had signed him to this deal, and voila, we didn't. So I just want to know like what these numbers are, because,
like I said, if the guarantee is like a brushing the dirt off the shoulder,
exactly, that's what I'm saying, right?
From a player, right. If that guarantee don't really hit them in the pockets like that, so you're right. We kind of got to wait on that. Yeah. But look, this doesn't. we're talking about the possibility of the 49ers trading Trey for him, because if you don't trade Trey, he just on your depth chart as the possible second, third string quarterback. That's what you're saying, which I think everybody wants that, but y'all don't even want him to be the starting quarterback. So what the fuck? Like, at the end of the day, the reason why he's struggling is because the kid can't play football. It's the only reason why.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he's not playing, you're never going to see him do anything. And when he comes in the game, he's probably going to fuck up because he hasn't had any playing time. I just want Trey to play football. I think that's what it is. I want him to get traded because I want him to play some fucking football and put this league on the map. That's what I want. I wish it can be for the 49ers. I just think with the signing of Sam Darnold, and I don't think he could be great, but with the signing of him, I think he might come in here and have that mentality where he could do some things. And that's going to be a little bit more difficult because now you're waiting on Brock to recoup. Brock might be fine come week one. That's what we're talking about. And Trey's ready to go week one. And Sam Darnold bust his ass, and he's ready to go week one. It's going to be the most interesting story I've ever seen in my life.
And it's a good problem to have, right? Because at the end of the year, Jimmy goes down, right? We don't have Trey. He's out for the season. Jimmy goes down. He's supposedly out for the season. Now we're at Brock, and the only other option that we have to bring in is Josh Johnson. Brock goes down in the most important game of our season.
Bring in Josh Johnson,
and now Josh Johnson has to come in, and now we're like, oh, we couldn't sign anybody up. And this is the problem that I have sometimes with the fan base. Everything is in hindsight. So like, you couldn't stand us signing Josh Johnson and like, oh, there aren't any better options. You obviously signed him knowing that he might have to play, and then he plays and he looks like this. Well, now they get a better option because Sam Darnold is definitely better than Josh Johnson. And then some people are having an issue with it. I think if Sam, like you said, even if his 1-year deal and the guaranteed money is something that, if he comes in and doesn't show us anything, we can cut him and then maybe go get an Andy Dalton or maybe go get a Cooper Rush or somebody like that, or whatever other veteran may be out there, then cool. But if he comes in on that very, very cheap deal and shows us that he wants to be here and that he belongs here and that he's earned his spot to be here. And like you said, if we got 3 quarterbacks ready to go week one, that is a very, very good problem to have.
All right, we'll see what happens, man. Look, like at the beginning of this, Trey Lance, like we said, the ball is in his court. He just has to go out there and not let anybody take his job. I think that's what it comes down to, and it's kind of like he has to make the 49ers believe. And if you want to ask me why I'm saying that, it's because John Lynch specifically said we got to find a way to get him out there on the field. If he didn't say we got to find a way, hear me out. We got to find out how to get him on the field. What do you mean you got to find out how to get him on the field? What the hell does that mean, John? That's the issue. So for those that are misinterpreting or not hearing what John said in the press conference after he just bigged up Trey Lance, like, I mean, oh yeah, man, great kid, smart kid. This is that and the third. This is that, and then we got to find a way. He's number one thing he's got to do is find a way to stay healthy, and we got to find out how to get him on the field. That's not assuring me that Trey Lance is going to get his opportunity, which all I want is for the kid to come out here and prove everybody wrong. He ain't got to prove me wrong. I already know what he's going to be able to do. The question is, you just brought in another competitive aspect, which is cool. Competition is good. Iron sharpens iron. I'm all for that. But damn, 25 years old, former third-round pick. Pay attention to the language. Pay attention to the stuff outside of just stats.
Sees ghosts.
And listen, I honestly, we talk about it all the time. John Lynch is media trained, and I remember you talking about this on the Wayne Breezy show. I honestly believe that we was a he. He just couldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't say he needs to find a way to get on the field.
Oh, of course.
So he flipped it to we need to find a way to get him on the field. But that was really a he.
I believe that too.
We're giving you every opportunity here to compete and get on the field. You got to take it.
Yeah.
You got to take it.
I agree. And I don't dislike the Sam Darnold signing. I knew he was out there. They threw out. Can I be honest? They threw me for a fucking curveball, bro. With the moment they said I'm getting a veteran quarterback, I immediately thought it was one of those older guys.
Yep, me too.
Except for Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
But yeah,
I really thought they were waiting on Matt Ryan to be released.
Yeah.
Maybe, I really thought they were going to get a savvy vet, which meant that they were going to still be all in on Trey. I'm telling you, this means a little something different when you bring in a 25-year-old competitive guy that wants to play football. That's what I'm trying to say. There's something in this. They can look, the 49ers can fix all this shit and trade whoever they need to trade. Just go get Lamar Jackson, and then they'll be in the Super Bowl probably every year.
I am letting you guys know right now, without any qualms whatsoever, that Sam Darnold was not expecting to be quarterback 3 on this San Francisco 49er team.
Point.
I'm letting you know that right now.
Not at all. He's coming. Honestly, I think I wrote this down in the Discord. He gonna feel like he's back at USC.
He's home.
I'm telling you,
he's back home in
California. Not expecting it,
and he's got the weapons that he had at USC. He's got a running back that can do everything.
Done that.
He's got a wide receiver that can do everything. He's got a tight end that can stretch the field. He's got another wide receiver who's turning into a route god. Like he's got a Trent Williams on his offensive line, and we're still adding to that offensive line to make it better. And now he has the number 1 defense that just got better because now we can affect the passer up the middle. Like Sam Darnold's going to feel like he's back at USC just throwing the rock all over the field. He's going to come in with a different hunger. Peaches was 1,000% correct.
He going to be on his Snicker game. I'm telling you right now. And you know what? I'm here for it. Why? More content. And at the end of the day,
that's right.
At the end of the day, if Sam Darnold's out there doing great, I'm like, yeah, told y'all. Like, that's the problem. That Mo said it's a problem. That's the problem. And now we're gonna be talking about where was Trey Lance gonna be? Oh, we should just trade him. We're not gonna use him. Like, then you better trade him when you get something before this draft, because if not, you're looking into next year. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at the end of the day, yo, it just sucks because for me, man, I want Trey Lance to play for the 49ers. And I want him to get that shot. Like, I want him. He got the shot last year. He ended up getting injured week 2. Can he come back out here and show that he's gotten better, he's matured, he can make better decisions, he can complete the short passes? That's what he needs to work on. I don't think his accuracy deep is the issue. Is never really is. He's gonna be able to get the ball down the field. It's a good touch on the ball going down the field. I just think the way the 49ers run their offense, is he no longer a fit because of what Brock Purdy did? Hint why they went backs. I'm just looks a little bit weird, but
Something to think
listen,
about.
let's get to the super chat contributions and then we'll get up out of here, man.
Yep.
What a day for the 49ers and free
Fantastic.
agency. All right, what a day for the 49ers and free agency. We'll probably recap some of these due to the contributions that are in. Thank y'all so much for the super chat contributions. We'll go ahead and get to them now. We'll start with my man Nick. Peachy, you could do the readings. I'll do
All
the
right.
foreground.
Okay. And Nick, thank you for the super chat. Let's go. It's a great day to be a Niners fan, family.
It truly is. It truly
Yes, it
is. The 49ers are stocking up definitely on that defense. This is I'm curious to figure out like that draft. Mose, you do a lot of mock drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going more offensive line on your next mock draft? I'm just curious to know.
It depends on who's on the board.
Yeah,
because we still haven't. I mean, we kind of addressed it, but we haven't heard what we're doing with Jimmy Ward. And we did bring T. Gip back, but like I said, I think T. Gip is an insurance policy. I don't think he's, to me, just personally, I wouldn't want him as, the bona fide starter.
Why not?
So
you got a guy. Let's talk about that real quick. You got a guy that led the team in interceptions.
mm-hmm.
All right. He led the team in rush defense. If he had the highest rush defensive grade in the league, never mind led the team. When it come to run stopping, he's the safety. We talked about how much we love Jimmy Ward for his tackling, but Tashawn Gibson was better.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. The only thing I feel like he don't have going for him, Peachy, correct me if I'm wrong, is his age. Is that what you're most concerned about, Mose?
Yeah, age and his body's starting to break down. The type of football he plays is a physical, violent brand of football, right? So he's already, up in age. He was never a burner. So in spots where we have to count on him to play coverage, he's not the best option in coverage. So if we can get somebody younger, and obviously, we're not drafting in the first round, so we're not going out and getting a guy like Brian Branch who can come in and start day one. But if we can get a guy who's younger and maybe we can spell, maybe give the young guy some snaps to kind of get his feet wet and get a feeling for how the NFL is and how fast the game is, and use our young guy on situations that we know is a passing down, then maybe we draft somebody young and we just start to develop and build them up. This is a pretty deep safety class. There's about 3 or 4 safeties that I love that we could get in the third round or later. So yeah, it's for me. It depends. If my offensive tackle is there, then I might go offensive tackle. If my safety and my offensive tackle are there, then it'll have to be a conversation of what have we done up until this point when we get to the draft in free agency, and what position is more of a need at the moment. So we'll just have to see how those mock drafts continue to shake out.
All right. And Miss Debbie, thank you. She says 210 watching, 96 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button.
See,
all
y'all
right,
made Miss Debbie say something. Come on now.
Hit that like button now. All right. Now, the reason why I asked Mose that question next week, here we're going to put together our Nitty Gritty Niners Talk Big Board. I believe all 4 of us will be here hopefully next Monday, and we're going to spend the whole episode. Free agency but kind of like had dwindled down a little bit. We'll talk about the latest signings and whatnot, but we're going to put together the big board for the draft. So each one of us is going to have about 25 players, and we're going to put together our top 100 players that the 49ers should target in the draft. My man E, what's going on, baby?
Thank you, Eric. What if Bosa got incentives 50 to 100K per sack?
Damn.
I mean, he easily making an additional $1 million off of that. He's at least getting 10 sacks.
Exactly.
Minimum 10 sacks, right?
Definitely.
So that's a good question though, E, because like we haven't even talked about his restructure. I mean, not restructure, his extension. And so that's gonna happen sometime this year.
Yep.
Right? July, August, probably. Bosa will be the highest paid defensive player in the league.
Okay.
But you know what, E? I wouldn't be surprised if they throw some type of incentives in there. If he gets all pro again, if he gets defensive player of the year again, like we're talking heavy incentives. Those are the things that makes players go out there and just, you know, go above the extra mile, taking care of their body, getting proper rest, making sure they eat properly, go home after a game, don't go out, like have a designated drive. It'd be them little silly incentives. And so it's a possibility that they do something like that. But I can tell you right now, Bosa is trying to get the bank. He's trying to get a couple of banks now that I think about it. But I appreciate the contribution. All right, man, let's go to the next one. All right. Jacqueline Knox in the building.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Hey guys, have a great show. Yeah.
I think the show was pretty damn great.
Yes. It was awesome.
We made people mad. That we hit the nail on the head.
That's fantastic.
And I hope we making people happy. Thank you, Jacqueline, for the super chat. All right, we're gonna end. I think this is the last one we have. My man Jaguayo 56.
Thank you, Megan Smith, Mitch,
Michigan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Megan Smith, Michigan, 6'3", 337. Morrow Ojobo, Texas, 6'2", 295.
So you know I have both of these defensive tackles on my big board, right? So he talked about Mozzie Smith from Michigan, big kid, 6'3", 337. Didn't test at the combine. He did do the bench press though, and he had the highest bench press for the defensive lineman. Moro Jobo. I don't know why I love this kid. He's just built like an interior guy. We had John Chapman talk about him and Keandre Coburn, another prospect out of Texas, another interior guy. You got a guy that Coburn's more your true nose tackle, your one tech. He can play possibly some of the three. Jobo can play three, and he can line up on the outside. When you think Moro Jobo, think Charles Omenihu, who also went to Texas. Go figure. So these are two guys I have on there, but if the 49ers, if Mozzie Smith is at pick 99,
gotta get him.
There's no way you pay. I don't give a fuck what we paid Hargrave. I don't care what we're paying him. You will have a problem in the middle for years to come.
Sheesh.
I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. And I know people. I know Kylie probably talking about Breezy, these Michigan players. Shut up, Kylie. Ain't no. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something. I need the 49ers just 1 year, get in the position to draft wide receivers from Ohio State. I've been dying for an Ohio State wide receiver since I was 2. Can we please, at some point, draft a wide receiver from Ohio State? They are always the top wide receivers in the league. They ball out.
Won't be no different this year.
They do.
Jackson Smith-Njigba will be going very, very high.
He's not the top wide.
No,
receiver.
He's not the top one, but he's.
But let me tell you what he's top at. He's the best slot receiver in the league, and coming out into the draft. And I'm sorry, if I don't need a number one, that better be your first target because he's the
best route. He's the best route runner in the class.
Runner in the draft.
And when you talk about the route runners in the league, the DeAndre Hopkins, the Devontae Adams, the Keenan Allens, none of them dudes ran 4.4.
Nope. And now the Brandon Ayuk's. I feel like he's in the top 5. And so you gotta look at what he had better stats than Olave last year. And I thought Olave was a problem when he came out of Ohio State, when he went to the Saints.
Oh yeah, Kelly, no doubt. When Marvin Harrison Jr. comes out, yeah,
He's probably gonna be the number one wide
he's
receiver.
gonna be
He's
number one. He
Dennis,
is so
for some,
amazing.
I just don't. We're never in the position ever.
Nope.
Just never. We're always drafting trenches, and then we find makeshift guys.
We won't get Marvin Harrison Jr. because he'll be the top one that comes out.
He'll be gone.
He's so amazing. Oh goodness.
He'll be gone. He'll be gone, even though Michigan stopped his ass, but he'll be gone. You know, we found a way to put a plug in him. But listen, man, what a great show. Mose, Peachy, I appreciate you always. Nitty Gritty Niners crew is here. Fair, I seen you in the chat, bro. Sorry that
we love you, Fair.
Lost. You know, I see William Roberts. A lot of people saying Sidney Brown. He's my top safety. And then you got the kid Robinson from Florida State. Those would be my 1s and 2s. And then from there, there's plenty. There's Daniel Scott. There's a bunch of guys you could get, I think, a little bit later in the draft. I see people talking about Ronnie Hickman from Ohio State. He's another person. You know what I'm saying?
That's my dude.
I don't think any 49er fans
no, don't do that, please.
I wouldn't want to trade Trey Lance. I'm just saying
no.
I think he's just interested to see the numbers.
Oh, that it'll say 100%
because people could vote in the poll anonymously.
Well, should we do a quick poll?
Oh,
I mean, we got 185 in here.
So
I think we get a good turnout.
While you're putting that together, Callie, I want you to know that Breezy and I feel your pain about the NCAA men's for your college not making it to the thing.
Who's his team?
And I'm sorry that UNC is catching so much flack because they decided to go home instead of participating in the NIT tournament.
Yo, Michigan.
Oh, UNC didn't want to go to the NIT. It was like, nah, we good. It was like, nah, we good.
They are getting lambasted and roasted
That's crazy.
about not going.
UNC hasn't made the tournament?
Maybe like the first time in like 60 years.
It's been a long time since they haven't for us, like it's been since 2017. Like that was the last time that we did was 2017.
Are the brackets due tomorrow for March Madness?
No, I thought it was, but it's not. I think it starts Thursday.
Okay, so get your brackets in. If you guys join the Discord, 49er Media is putting together a bracket league-ish kind of thingy. Make sure you join it. I need you to put that up there, Ansho. I need that in there so I could go ahead and join it. It's going to be really cool. Fair to God says UConn. Yo, if UConn play like they did the other night, they ain't winning shit.
They got to play a whole lot better.
Yo, I was pissed. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with them? I hope the girls win it all, though. But it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Girls all freshmen. So the poll is in there. You would not believe this unanimous voting bullcrap. Now, come on, guys. Get y'all votes in. We're going to let this last for another, I would say, 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the poll. All right, let me put my timer on. Right now, we got them.
So I see people out there. I see some Bamas out there. Yeah, Bama looks good this year.
Does Bama look that good?
Bama looks pretty good.
They look all right, but I think Bama's a
think,
one-trick pony.
I don't think that Bama's going to make it all the way, though.
Yeah, if you could find a way to just slow down Miller,
yeah,
the offense is stagnant when he's not going. Like he opens it up for everybody else. So if I think you find a more veteran team that's more disciplined and that can find a way to you're not going to stop him completely, but if you can limit him, I think Bama can be one of those easy outs.
Am I the only one that likes the women's tournament better than the men's tournament?
Nah, the women they get busy. I'm looking for South Carolina to go back to back.
Are they ever gonna not lose?
Sam Clemson didn't make it.
Yeah, Clemson's not in there.
Callie, I was laughing with you because the Buckeyes didn't make it either. That's why I said that me and Breezy feel your pain because our Big Ten teams didn't.
I didn't know people even watch Alabama basketball, Peachy and Mo. I didn't know it was a thing.
I mean, it just started. Alabama basketball ain't never been this good.
Yeah, it's never been.
But
right.
one of the things that I'm learning from,
like 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm learning from my son's AAU coach is There's so many kids playing basketball right now. And because it made it wide open, it's Steph Curry with shooting threes and everybody want to shoot. There's so many kids playing basketball. There's so much talent. And now with the NIL deals, some of these schools that maybe couldn't get a top player because that top player was going to the Dukes and the UNCs of the world just because of the name and the stature, they're going to lesser schools because they're getting these NIL deals. So they're going to schools, they get to be the man on campus, and they getting a little bit of bread in their pockets, knowing that they still going to the league anyway. So there's more parity in college basketball now. You don't just have the Kentuckys, the Dukes, and the UNCs that got all the top players, and the Kansases. Like now it's spread out. Like maybe 5-10 years ago, Alabama, the kid Miller from Alabama, he would have been at Kansas or Duke or UNC.
That's true.
Now he goes to Alabama. Alabama is a 1 seed in the ACC. I mean, in the SEC. And now Alabama's on the map. Their football team's number 1 and a basketball team number 1. Like, yo, what is this about?
All right. So Nick put up something. He says, yo, it's 57 votes and it's 174 people up in here. And
so wait, y'all don't got the votes up and y'all don't got the likes up?
But well, you know what? That's not it. You know what? They're scared to vote because they know exactly that. Yup, I'm gonna leave it at that. You scared motherfucker. I already know. And it's unanimous.
Scared money don't make no money. Come on, y'all.
It's anonymous. I can't even tell who it is.
Right.
You know?
That was the whole point.
It doesn't even show up there. I'm sorry, Sim. My bad. He meant Clemson football. And he said that his team is UCLA.
I'm ending the voting because I gotta go eat because it's late. It's 85% says no, 15% says yes. So there are some people that feel, you know, I thought we would have got 100% no's, but there 15% of the votes feel like, hey man, if the right deal presents itself, you know, and people keep forgetting that the 49ers are like the best organization in football. They always look out for their players. You want to go somewhere? It's no different than like a player requesting a trade. And if they like you, they're gonna be like, all right, man, tell me where you want to go. Let's see if we can set something up. Let's see if we can work something out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a possibility. 14% is Bomber T and his burner. Guys, it's been a real one, man. We'll be back next Monday, same time, same place. Next Monday, we're going to be doing the big board, talking about the latest in free agency. I never even came close to Siri. I don't even know what you're talking about. We'll break that down, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Stay up, stay faithful. Always keep it nitty gritty, y'all. We out, y'all. Peace out.